Hi and welcome to ZoomTV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. I have a pretty cool job because I get to catch up with people that have cool cars, cool bikes, cool planes, helicopters, jet skis, anything that zooms. I also get to catch up with some pretty cool people that have jobs involving things that zoom. On today's program, well, it's a pretty special one because I'm catching up with an ex-soldier using something that zooms to help fight his battle with PTSD.
I'm walking around Australia with my dog Trigger in the hope to raise awareness of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Plus, I catch up with some four-wheel drive enthusiasts when I attend their Campfire Gathering for this week's ZoomTV Rewind.
It's just bringing everyone together to enjoy each other's company in a relaxed atmosphere, have a few drinks, sit around a campfire. What more could you want under a nice sunset like this?
Ross Dunkerton's going to show you through a Sunliner G52, which sounds like a plane. It's not. It's an amazing motorhome.
The Holiday series is one of the most advanced, stylish and easy to drive motorhomes on the road.
And thanks to United Fuel Injection, I'm going to give you the goss on our three favourite live events happening involving things that zoom. Now, why am I in a playground? Well, I want to have some fun. So get ready, it's time for ZoomTV. I thought it was going to be more fun than that. I don't know how many times I've said on the show that travelling this big, beautiful country of ours, well, by car would be one of the best experiences I could ever imagine. I reckon it would be pretty awesome. However, I never thought I'd meet someone that was actually going to walk this country of ours, which, well, I think is pretty amazing. And I also think it's a little bit silly, Royce. What is going on?
Yeah, well, I'm walking around Australia with my dog Trigger in the hope to raise awareness of post-traumatic stress disorder, and I'll be raising funds for the charity organisation Soldier On.
Okay, now how did all of this come about?
Well, I'm an ex-Australian infantry soldier and I served in Afghanistan in 2009. Upon returning, me and quite a few friends were diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, and my life took a massive downward turn. So I hit rock bottom. It was about that point and losing a few friends from suicide that I thought no one's doing anything, so I've decided to use my life and my experiences to do something about it.
Yeah, so you go and do your job,
yep,
and you finish your, I'm guessing, your service, and then you're expected to come home and carry on a life and forget some of the things that you've had to endure as part of your job.
Yeah, so obviously for all of us there would be an adjustment period when it's returning home. Unfortunately, for quite a large percentage, the adjustment period doesn't end and it will result with post-traumatic stress disorder. So
I guess the last thing it's important knowing is linking what you're going to do and why you're doing it. And I'm imagining you come back from your job as a soldier and you assess everything, and it's fair to say that under all of that pressure, well, mentally you break.
Yeah, it's to do with the past stress, and that post-traumatic stress is a serious disorder, and living with that's very difficult. So I'm walking around Australia to raise awareness of that, to remove the stigma of that, and to also hopefully get more help happening.
Now, Royce, it's fair to say that you've had some lows, and now you're on your march to your high, and you definitely sound like a person that's got a plan to get to the peak of the mountain, but you're not doing it alone, are you?
No, I'm doing it with Trigger, who is responsible for pulling me out of the rut in a bad place. So when I got Trigger, my life turned around. I owe my life to him, so he's everything to me, and that's why this cart has been built around him and his comfort. Okay,
so you and Trigger and this weird-looking cart are heading around Australia. I want to know about the journey that you've got ahead of you. How long do you think it's going to take?
It'll take us about 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
We're walking over 17,000 kilometres.
Now, I want to know what planning you've done to actually, well, I suppose, get aware of the trip you're going to be going on. There's two things I can suggest to you straight away. You want to have a great pair of shoes,
Yep.
You want to have a thick pair of socks, and you want to have a lot of water.
Yeah, yep. Well, I'll be wearing combat boots, just
Awesome.
to mix it up.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, they're durable. As for planning, I've spent months in front of a computer looking at maps and plotting my exact route, so it's accurate the whole way around. I know where I'm going. I've used aerial photography to see the terrain and exactly what I'll be facing. And then with that information, I've equipped the cart ready to go.
Now, on the walk, and it's important to mention that as this show goes to air, your walk started. So if people want to see how you're progressing and make sure that you're actually moving forward, you and Trigger, they can do that.
Yeah, they can. The main source of contact and updates
We're already friends, Royce, look at that.
is if you search Facebook, Trigger's Big Trek. Oh, I'll just let him go.
He's gone, there you go. Well, it's going to be
Makes it
Royce's big walk now.
Yeah, Facebook, search for Trigger's Big Trek. That's got all the information, and from there will be a link. I'll be carrying this GPS tracking device unit, and people will be able to see where Trigger and I are in basically real time throughout the trek.
Well, one good thing, Royce, is they can follow you on your journey. I'm also guessing that people, if inspired, can also make donations and leave the odd comment on there that would also inspire you to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to catch up with you later in the show as our celebrity hitchhiker. Might change it for today's show as the celebrity walker.
Yep.
And find out a little bit more about your crazy cart.
No problem.
After the break, talking about this big, beautiful country of ours, I catch up with some four-wheel drivers so passionate about four-wheel driving, they've actually got an event. That's our ZoomTV Rewind, coming up after the break. What do you get when you combine a heap of mud, mounds of dirt and four-wheel drives? Well, you get what looks like a heap of fun. Welcome to the West Australian Four-Wheel Drive Association Campfire Gathering. Pretty much a nice way of saying a heap of mates that love four-wheel drives, getting together and getting dirty. Davis, how are you, mate?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Everything that I do with you, mate, gets me dirty. What are we doing here at the Campfire Gathering? What's going on?
What we've done this year is the association is hosting a campfire gathering. We're bringing the 29 clubs from around WA to a central location. The Darwin Council's got on board and built us this awesome test track, and part of that is to bring all the clubs together in a social atmosphere, all like-minded four-wheel drivers having a good time.
Every time I catch up with you, it's always family. You've always got families involved. I really like that.
Look, I think one of the good things with being involved with a four-wheel drive club is the family atmosphere. And I think if it brings the family together, and I mean, these days there's a lot of computers, a lot of this, a lot of that, getting people back into the outdoors as a family, in a group, in a club environment, you can't ask for anything more than that.
Now, one of the things that I like that your club does is it teaches people that they've got a four-wheel drive. It's not just, you know, to get you to and from work. It's to actually have fun with.
A lot of people spend a lot of money buying these four-wheel drives, and you want responsible four-wheel driving, not just in an area like this that's controlled, but also out in the bush, because obviously we don't want the bush damage. We want it open for everybody to enjoy what obviously the state has to offer. Again, you know, today alone we've probably had 50, 60 recoveries in here, cars getting stuck. So every opportunity to pull out a snatch strap, throw a bit of mud around, and they get dirty and everyone has a good time.
That's what it's all about. A couple of guys have tried getting me dirty actually, but
I tried hard, didn't they?
Don't want to mess up the do. What happens after dark? You all get together on
tonight
camp songs?
Yeah, look, tonight we've got a big campfire going once everyone's had tea. We've got a bit of entertainment going, obviously raffle prizes and so on. But again, it's just bringing everyone together to enjoy each other's company in a relaxed atmosphere, have a few drinks, sit around a campfire. What more could you want under a nice sunset like this?
Craig, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Now, I've been told you're the man that is one of the brains behind this event.
It's a committee group organisation thing. I'm the chairman, so I oversee all of the work that's been done.
What drives you to do days like this?
For me personally, I've been four-wheel driving for about 30 years. It's my way of giving something back to the four-wheel drive community, helping to keep areas open, trying to open new areas, working with the local Department of Parks and Wildlife.
And then the people that have the management of that land, you're trying to let them know that it's okay. You can let people on and they're not going to destroy what you have.
Yes, it's keeping tracks open for the future, repairing damage, because high use areas get damage and things like that, and it's also repairing the damage for safety, so people can go out and use these tracks safely.
I guess what you're trying to do is you're trying to have more of this and let it be contagious and get more people involved, because like anything, when there's more people involved, it's more fun.
The idea of this today, or this weekend, is to try and get as many clubs together, interact, talk about what they do, perhaps even a bit of trip sharing maybe and things like that, and just become more of a community and get to know other people.
Have fun.
Have fun, yeah.
If people want to get involved, what do they do?
We've got the West Australian Four-Wheel Drive Association webpage. There's a lot of information on that. We've also got a Facebook page. So we've got West Australian Four-Wheel Drive Association Facebook page. So
cool. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you want to know more about the West Australian Four-Wheel Drive Association, go to ZoomTV and follow the links. Now, I'm going to head off with you, Craig, and get something to eat. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll go and raid these camp ovens.
If you have a passion for anything that flies, drives or floats, there's no better place to share that passion than attending a live event. Thanks to United Fuel Injection, the only place to get more torque out of your diesel, here are our three favourite happening around the country. Absolute Chaos is coming to Queensland, and this event is all about action. With insane freestyle motocross stunts, BMX riders, scooter flips and live DJs cranking out the beats under the big top, this is the event you don't want to miss. It all takes place on Saturday the 10th of October. Grab your tickets online now. And staying in Queensland, you can take a trip back to the golden era of motoring at the Gladstone Old School Car Show. It's just $5 entry to a huge lineup of hot rods, muscle cars, exotic street machines and lowriders. Plus there's plenty of activities for all ages with live music, market stalls, food vans, rides and heaps more. All money raised on the day goes to assist the Children in Care charity, so get down to the Gladstone Showgrounds on Saturday the 10th of October from 9 AM. And if you're in Victoria and you love a good swap meet, then the Alexandra Automotive Swap Meet is for you. It's open to all makes and models of four-wheel drives, cars, motorbikes and trucks. Plus, if you have any spare parts or accessories you want to sell, bring them along as well. You're guaranteed to find something you're after on the day, so head down to the Alexander Showgrounds on Sunday the 11th of October from 7:30 AM. So there you go, there are our three favourite live events happening around Australia. Now, if you want to know more, go to our website, zoomtv.com.au. And while you're there, if you've got an event coming up yourself, tell us about it, upload some video, maybe some pictures, and we will give it a plug thanks to United Fuel Injection. After the break, we look inside one of the latest Sunliner motorhomes, the G52.
Well, there is an old story about a race between a tortoise and a hare, and of course we all know the tortoise won. Why is it so? Well, this is my theory. It was a long race and there were a number of overnight stops. The hare had nowhere to stay, but the tortoise had his house on his back. So, what's that got to do with Australia and today? Well, you can jump in a plane and go to the other side of Australia very quickly. But if you want to get out and smell the roses and see this great countryside of ours, what better way to do it than with a mobile home? Today we're going to be looking at the fantastic Sunliner Holiday G52, and I tell you what, it is a great rig. Now before we even step inside, we can see the finish and the quality of this product. Opening the door, come in with me and see the rest of the great features. The Holiday series is one of the most advanced, stylish and easy to drive motorhomes on the road. And today I'm focusing on the Holiday G52. The Sunliner Holiday series has a huge range of options and layouts. In fact, they will suit any traveller's needs. Now, you can customise to whatever you want. The number of beds, the number of tables, where you want the fridge, even where you want the shower. Now, the G52, this one looks pretty good to me. The Holiday G52 is available on a Ford, Mercedes, Iveco, or like the one we're on today, the Fiat Ducato with a 4.5-tonne chassis. Now this gives a solid and trustworthy foundation for everything it carries. Well, this is my script, and this has more features than the length of my arm, but let's have a go. Out the front, it's got reversible front seats, a dinette. Up here, a double bed for the kids or guests. Plenty of space under the seats, a full-size fridge, a microwave. Of course, a kitchen sink, an oven, gas stove, and an exhaust fan. Also, plenty of storage area in here. And the big plus is a big, large shower and toilet. Excuse me. Now, if you're like me, the most important part of a holiday is getting a good night's sleep. Now, you think that this just folds down into a bed. Well, that's not correct, because this one has the unique drop-down bed. Now, the mattress is not just cheap foam, it's quality inner sprung. Just another piece of detail that's put into Sunliners. Now, the first thing you notice in the driver's seat is how easy and responsive it is to drive. In fact, it drives like a much smaller vehicle. Our model has LED reading downlights, custom fitted bedspread and pillow set, plus imported timber and custom upholstery of the very popular modern finish. Most motorhomes are built for functionality, and that can make them look pretty clunky. But Sunliner has been working very hard to create a line of motorhomes that not only have all the interior features you could want, but also make the exterior something appealing to look at. Features such as power and water outlets, reversing camera, gas bottle, awning and cabin entry steps make the G52 the perfect, comfortable, go-anywhere vehicle. Now, if you want to join the ever-expanding group of people getting out and exploring our great country, click on to sunliner.com.au or ZoomTV. Now, seriously, this is the way to get out and see our great country.
Whether you're searching for a top quality, new or pre-owned vehicle, or a factory service with genuine Toyota parts, then City Toyota is your best option. Why? Because they're one of the most awarded Toyota dealers in Australia. And as a 5-star customer service dealership, you can be sure the helpful and professional team at City Toyota will always find the right car for you, and importantly, at the right price, with the best possible service. To find out more, go to citytoyota.net.au. Coming up after the break, we catch up with this week's celebrity hitchhiker, thanks to City Toyota. Welcome back to ZoomTV. You're just in time for this week's City Toyota Celebrity Hitchhiker with a twist. Royce, you're back and your mad cart is here. Talk me through the cart which you are going to walk around Australia with your dog Trigger.
Yep. The first obvious thing is underneath is all about Trigger. There's a bed. These canvas sides roll down, so if it's raining, he will remain dry. The jerry cans are in there. There's 44 litres of water, plus a couple more between the jerry cans. Up here, there's a fold-down table.
So Royce, you've got the kitchen. Where's the microwave?
Yeah, no microwave, unfortunately.
What are the solar panels for then?
The solar panels run through a regulator and charge a small battery bank. So we've got about 50 amp hour of battery, which is to run FM, AM radio, CB radio, and I've got a few power sockets to charge laptops and camera stuff like that.
You've got to have the radio. When I go jogging, I have the tunes in my head and I'm playing a little bit of inspiring music, stuff like that. So have you got your playlist all set up for the next 2 years?
I've been given USB thumb drives loaded up with music from friends, so it'll be interesting to see what I've got. Here's where all the power comes to. So I've got a couple of cigarette lighter power sockets, some USB sockets and some switches. And then basically inside this compartment, it's just food and my belongings. It's nothing too crazy.
Okay, now I can see you're expecting to get up to some pretty high speeds with the disc brakes there.
Yeah, they're actually to keep speed down while descending hills.
Now, and who obviously built the kart? Who came up with the design?
I designed it, and then Gary at Diehard Engineering refined the design, and then he sourced the job to M3 Engineering, and they constructed the kart and donated it to me.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to ask you the City Toyota Fast 5. You ready for that?
Sure.
Okay, what was the first car you ever owned?
A 1988 Nissan Skyline.
And what is the car that when you see driving on the street, what's your favourite car? What car do you wish you, if you could have it, you'd buy it?
HG Monaro, a real car.
What is the car that you look at and you go, you know what, that car, I wouldn't drive it, I don't want anyone to give it to me. In fact, what is that car doing on the street? So what is the car you hate?
Don't know, probably a smart car.
I tell you what, smart cars are racking up a very, very, very big following. Now, what is the car you currently drive?
I sold all my cars to do the walk.
Well, let's call it the kart. You drive the brand new 2015 state-of-the-art in army green kart. And finally, the last thing, what is your biggest fear?
That's a good question. Let's go with the unknown.
I'm going to tell you what, Royce, over the next 2 years or thereabouts and 17,000 plus Ks, you're going to be facing the unknown pretty much each and every day. And for that, you're my hero, mate. Well done. Now, if you'd like to follow Royce and Trigger on their big trek, make sure you go to Facebook and search Trigger's Big Trek. If you can, make a donation, but every single one of you should be able to leave an inspiring message. Now, if you know someone that's involved in something that zooms, that's inspiring, or they've got a cool car, boat, bike, jet ski, helicopter, plane, we would like to meet them. All you've got to do is go to the website, click on Get Involved, tell us about them or an event coming up, and we'll give it a plug. We might even have them on the show. And don't forget that Royce is currently on his walk, so check him out after the show. Until next week, bye for now. Thanks for watching. Whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.